was a pretty tough loss for you guys tonight. I'm just curious as to your assessment on the game overall.
Uh, 5-on-5, I thought we did some really good things. We had a good performance 5-on-5. We didn't give up hardly anything the whole game 5-on-5. Special teams were a factor. Obviously, they scored on their first power play, and then our power play, gave up a couple. We've only, I think, coming in the game all the year, we've given up only 2 against. So they were opportunistic. They made some plays when they needed to, and I thought they got some good. So they had some real good bounces there in the third, and that's part of the game. So in general, during this very adverse time for us, I found us actually playing a better game than we've played probably in the last week. It was pretty good.
I was going to ask about those 2 shorthanded goals. You guys have been good at not giving those up, but what did they do to sort of force those goals?
I don't know if they did anything. It was more of what we didn't do. I just felt like, we just didn't compete, and we didn't. A lot of times when you've had good goaltending all year and you don't think things are going to happen, and you put your special people out there, being special on the power play, I think they always feel like, oh, it's not going to happen. And I felt it was one of those nights where I think they kind of felt, okay, it's 2-1, nothing else will happen bad, like in terms of another shorthander against. And ironically, that's the way it works. That's life. But that's some young kids mixed in with some veterans that didn't work hard enough in those situations. So we'll have to address that. But, I give them full marks, and I give us not so full marks because I didn't think we competed well in that area.
You guys are now on a 6-game losing streak, having only scored 9 goals over that span. What do you got to do to get out of that slump?
Well, we just have to stay with what we do, our process. Like we were one of the better teams in this league in the early part of the year. It was a different team back then, but I think we know within the structure what we have to do. Our formula of success all year has been the same. It's been get a power play goal and don't give up a penalty kill goal, and usually that results in wins. And that during this stretch has been difficult. Tonight it was difficult again. Like they scored right away on the penalty kill, and then we lost some guys during the game. Like 18 never played after the first, and 19 didn't play after the second because they got hurt, and we're a little banged up and we're tired. So we're emotional, and it's tough to keep putting shots on the net and going to the net, and then you don't get rewarded, and then you barely give up anything, but the things you give up end in the back of your net. That makes for a tough night. And so it was that type of night. But, the goals, they'll come. But look at the Sharks. They got beat tonight 2-1 in Chicago. And they've got 7 guys that have played like 15 games and haven't scored a goal. And this is one of the top scoring teams in the NHL over the last 4 years. So whether you talk American League, National Hockey League, goals are hard to come by. Calgary's feeling the same thing. Like everybody feels it, and everybody's trying different things to score goals. And we got a team that came in tonight that scored a boatload of goals. They got some guys that got some good sticks, and they know how to finish. So it was pretty evident tonight that they were able to finish, and we weren't.
You got Blair Jones from Calgary this week. What were your thoughts on his play tonight?
I thought Blair did a good job for us. I thought he worked hard. Coming down here, it's a different system than they play up there, different language, some different things like that. But I thought Blair competed hard. We got him in on the power play. We got him in on the penalty kill. Those are important things for Bob and his staff up there, and for Jay Feaster to get him in those situations while he's down here, and kind of get his confidence back and get his game going. So I thought his first play, for the Heat was pretty good. I thought in general he had some good energy. He was a little winded because he hasn't played in a game up there in a little while, but I thought he competed pretty hard.
Nemo got his first of the year playing on a line there with Roman and Carter. Talk about that line, Nemo, and whether they'll get another shot together tomorrow.
Well, we'll see. We've got these injuries, so we got to make some adjustments in our lines. We got to put some guys in that weren't in. But I did, I like Nemo's game has been solid, like in terms of performance and his positional play and a lot of little things that you measure as a coach and as a development staff. Like we measure a lot of things like that. So he's been pretty good, actually. His penalty killing's been outstanding. He just hasn't any goals to score, to show for it. So up until tonight, I was glad we tried to get him a goal in the penalty shot the other night in Rockford. It didn't work out for him. So, everybody's pulling for a guy like that when he had like 17 points in the first 18 games here last year. He was one of our better players, and it's been a one of those type seasons since he missed the first part and he's kind of had a slow start. So I was happy for him. I thought the line played pretty well.
Last question here, guys.
Come on. You got one?
I already asked one.
All right.